Hello, I am a developer of Jfoms, which is an order processing system designed for sellers who use third-party warehouses for shipping. Its main functions include pulling orders from the seller centers of e-commerce platforms, pushing the orders to the warehouse management systems WMS of third-party warehouses, after information confirmation, and then returning the shipping logistics information to the e-commerce platforms once the third-party warehouses complete the shipment. Next, I will demonstrate how to authorize a Shopify store and process Shopify orders in the system. First, we select a store in the WMS, which is still in the testing phase. To test our application, click Select Store, choose a store and click Install App. On the following page, you can view the application information of WMS and the data it will access. Click Install here. At this point you can see that since I have already logged into my account, it directly shows that the authorization is successful. If you are not logged in, you will be redirected to the login page, prompting you to log into the OMS system. When the authorization is successful, this page will inform the merchant of the subsequent operations they can perform, such as processing orders, doing logistics matching to facilitate, returning the logistics channel and tracking number to Shopify after the order is shipped, or viewing our help documentation. Now let's click Process Orders to go to the order list. Here, we can see that we have obtained the Shopify orders. Before processing orders, users need to maintain product information because each order needs to be associated with the corresponding product, allowing customers to manage the inventory of each product. After creating the products, if users have goods to be shipped to overseas warehouses, they need to submit a warehouse receipt to the overseas warehouse in advance. After the overseas warehouse completes the warehouse receipt, the inventory of the corresponding products will be increased. Returning to order management, if we have set up the SKU mapping relationship in advance, the system will assign the SKUs to be shipped for the orders according to the preset rules, and the orders will be in the new order status. If the system cannot find the SKU mapping relationship, the orders will enter the abnormal status, and users need to handle the abnormalities according to the guidelines, such as matching products and completing recipient information. When an order is in the new order status, users need to select a fulfillment warehouse and a fulfillment logistics channel for the order. After selection, click Get Tracking Number, and then the order will be pushed to the WMS system of the overseas warehouse, and the order status will change to shipping. Once the overseas warehouse finishes packaging the order and attaches the logistics waybill, the order status will change to shipped. At this time, the system will return the logistics channel, tracking number, and logistics tracking URL to Shopify. If the order is returned to the warehouse by the consumer, the warehouse will put the goods into storage and create a return warehouse receipt. Users can check which orders have been returned. The completion of warehouse receipts and orders will cause inventory changes. Users can check the remaining inventory quantity and inventory list, and view how the inventory has changed in inventory transactions. The above is the core main process of our system. There are also some other functions that have little to do with e-commerce platforms, which I will briefly introduce next. Platform Order Rules. This function allows users to formulate some order processing rules. When orders enter the OMS system, warehouses and logistics channels can be automatically assigned to these orders according to the rules. Logistics mapping. This function is to establish a matching relationship between the logistics used by the warehouse and the logistics channels supported by the platform, facilitating the return of tracking numbers to the platform when orders are shipped. Combination products. This function is for cases where some listings in the store correspond to multiple SKUs in the warehouse. Users can combine these SKUs into a Combined SKU and then match this combined SKU with the store's listing. Product mapping relationship. Establish a matching relationship between the listing SKUs of e-commerce platforms and the SKUs of the warehouse, so that when orders are synchronized to the system, the warehouse can know how to pick the goods. B2B stock in. If sellers need third-party warehouses to handle the transit and shipment of some large B2B commodities, they can create B2B warehouse receipts and submit them to the warehouse. The warehouse will receive and temporarily store the goods according to the warehouse receipts. Import to stock in. If the third-party warehouse receives some return orders that have not been declared in advance, it will release the information of these return orders in the system. Sellers can check here to see if any of their orders have been returned by consumers and claim the return orders if applicable. Stock information. Sellers can check the quantity of their inventory stored in the third-party warehouse and the records of stock in and stock out here. Stock age report. Sellers can check how long their products have been stored in the third-party warehouse here. Drop shipping. This main line manages the outbound orders for drop shipping, including not only orders obtained from platform stores but also manually created orders. B2B stock out. When sellers need third-party warehouses to ship large quantities of commodities stored in the warehouses, they can create a B2B outbound order, and the third-party warehouse will pick and ship the goods according to the outbound order. Work order. When sellers need third-party warehouses to help with some tasks such as inventory counting, inspection, etc., they can create a work order. After receiving the work order, the third-party warehouse will carry out the work according to the requirements of the work order. Logistics. Query some available logistics methods. Offline logistics refers to the logistics products provided by third-party warehouses to help users ship goods. Online logistics refers to the logistics methods provided by e-commerce platforms. Business expenses. It mainly records the expenses incurred by third-party warehouses when processing sellers' business documents, such as order packaging fees, packaging material fees, etc. Users can verify them here. Bill. Third-party warehouses will regularly summarize some business expenses into bills for sellers to check and confirm. Recharge record. When users remit money to the account of the third-party warehouse, they can record it here. Note: our system does not support online payment. This is only for data recording. Fund flow. The change of the balance pre-deposited by users in the warehouse. Rent details. When users store their goods in the third-party warehouse, rent will be generated every day, and the daily detailed rent can be viewed here. There are also some other functions, mainly system settings, as well as functions related to the business logic of other e-commerce platforms such as Temu, direct shipping order and FBA returns, which I will not introduce one by one here. The above is a brief introduction to the OMS system. Thank you.